Hey everyone, welcome to the Autoimmune Dietitian YouTube channel. My name is Annie. I'm a registered dietitian and I work with people struggling with autoimmune diseases. In my work with my clients, I help them use food and lifestyle as a way to improve their symptoms. So this series is all about how-to help you start creating new habits to improve your diet and lifestyle to support your autoimmune disease and your journey with that. So today we are going to talk about lifestyle factors. So lifestyle factors like sleep, stress management, and movement are all play a pretty significant role in managing inflammation and your autoimmune disease. However, you can get really easily overwhelmed tackling all of these at once. And when I work with my clients, I help them figure out how to focus on these lifestyle habits in a way that's achievable. So today I'm going to give you a little insight into how I do this with clients so you can start creating these new goals and habits too. Before I jump in, I just need to attach my usual disclaimer to this video that the information in today's talk is not the substitute for the diagnosis, treatment, or care of disease by a medical provider. This is for informational purposes only. Please consult your qualified health professional for any changes you make to your medical care. So before we start any habit, it's really important to understand the why. Like why are we doing this? Why are we trying to move more or reduce our stress? The why is what gives you that motivation to keep going when things get tough. So whenever you're starting something new, you really need to understand the context of it and why you're making these changes. So here is the why for each of these important lifestyle areas that I mentioned. So sleep. Why is sleep so important? Well, poor sleep and lack of sleep actually increases inflammation. It increases inflammatory cytokines, which then, trigger inflammatory cascades and increase inflammation in your body. It affects the balance of your immune system, and it makes your pain seem a lot worse than it actually is. Stress. Huge trigger for autoimmune disease flares. Stress hormones can increase inflammatory mediators and they can dysregulate the immune system. And movement. So lack of movement increases inflammation and worsens joint pain, and it also makes your immune system less stable. So as you can see, all three of these lifestyle habits have a direct impact on inflammation and the immune system, both of which are really important when you are managing an autoimmune disease. So now let's talk about how to create these habits. So rather than overwhelming yourself with 3 different goals for each of these different kind of areas, I want you to pick one of the 3 that feels the easiest for you to do. And for the sake of this conversation and for an example, I'm going to pick exercise or movement. The first step is to create a goal. So I prefer SMART goals because they are like little roadmaps to help you do something new. SMART goals, if you're not familiar what those are, they stand for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. So for example, let's say you want to move more throughout the day. Well, moving more is very vague and it doesn't give you any sort of structure to start doing that more. And you have no way to measure if you're actually moving more or not moving more. So one way you can create a SMART goal is by saying, I will walk for 10 minutes 3 times per week for 2 weeks. So this is very specific, obviously. It's measurable. So 10 minutes of walking 3 times a week for 2 weeks. It's achievable. So let's just assume that walking is something that you can do easily. You enjoy doing it and you can find 10 minutes in your day to do it. It's relevant. So it's moving your body and it goes back to your overall goal of moving more. And it's time bound. So you're doing it for 2 weeks. So after after those 2 weeks, kind of your time-bound goal, you want to check in on your progress. Did you meet your goal? Were you successful? Do you think you can move a little longer or walk more days per week? If you didn't reach your goal, what got in your way? And how can you modify that goal to make it achievable so that you feel good at the end of 2 weeks that you actually achieved something that you set out to do? So if you did reach that goal, how can you make this goal more challenging? So after that first 2 weeks and achieving that goal, I want you to set a new goal that stretches your movement a little bit more and it lasts another 2 weeks. So breaking these kind of like micro SMART goals into 2-week chunks helps you work on that habit in a short time frame that makes it a lot less overwhelming. So once you've worked on, one lifestyle habit for about 4 weeks, you want to try adding in another as long as it doesn't feel too overwhelming. And remember, you want to start off small. So make these goals really achievable. Even if you think, oh, I can totally do that, super easy, great, then do it. And then, after the 2 weeks, do a little bit more. It's all about, starting small and making these micro steps to your overarching goal. And once you do that, you'll find that you'll be able to really dial into these lifestyle factors and achieve something, and you'll probably feel better doing it also. So if you can do this on your own, great. I would definitely challenge you to start creating some SMART goals around these lifestyle factors and do it and see how it works. If you are struggling with this and you're not sure where to start, or like you're feeling very overwhelmed about kind of just life and your health in general, reach out to me. I offer free 15-minute discovery calls to talk about your goals and to see if we are a good fit for each other. Again, my work is mainly focused on nutrition, but I do build in these lifestyle kind of goals and factors because they are really important in kind of the overall autoimmune journey and helping you feel a lot better. So if you go to my YouTube profile, there should be a link to book a free discovery call. It's just a time for us to chat and to make sure that we are a good fit for each other. Also, if you want to check out my website, annierubin.com, I have a lot of great resources there, including a very extensive blog, free downloadable guides. There's a lot of information there. So check that out as well. And if you don't subscribe to my channel and you haven't seen my videos before, welcome. Please subscribe. I put these videos out about every week, and I'm just really trying to give you lots of information to help you live better with your autoimmune disease, because I know it can be very overwhelming and scary. So thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time.